Cloud9 as well as one of the guys who's going to be taking a lot of entries as well. So those are going to be the very key players to see who's going to be able to have success, particularly on the T side.
Well, thanks for that, guys. We are ready to get into the game, so thanks for all of your thoughts. And now I get to throw to two people from the ancient history of UK esports, like myself, my old chums, Jackie and Vince.
Well, there we go. Ancient history is what we're going to be looking for, but no ancient on the Veto Vince. We're starting off on Mirage, so let's see who this is going to be an oasis for. If there'll be some UKCS style plays on the server, maybe someone will be bringing out the Ramsey, doing a bit of stabbing. We'll see. We'll get into it then, mate. Kicking off the pistol here. Cloud9, the T side. Sangal over on the CT side. To start us off with our first BO1 of day 2 of the Perfect World RMRs for Europe.
A 1-1 matchup as well. And a great opportunity for one of these teams to secure a huge advantage to make it through to the major. And meanwhile, though, xFlow going to take the first contact up on ramp, but gets gooshed at range by Boomich. It's all a bit of smoke and mirrors, though, as the bulk of the T's now headed straight onto the B site. And Heavy God once again delivering with a P250 headshot from range, and that will afford the luxury of a post plant.
Axile up close, waiting for the run out. xFlow taking a few tap shots. And it gives him a window of opportunity to strike. So it's a nice two-piece already from Axile with Inters supporting the back line. Ooh, hello. There's one to start things off, though. Uncomfortable round to be left in the 1v3, but let's see if there's anything that can be done.
Kid has been picked up, but they would have heard him from a mile off, moving through the market. Taking a couple of straight shots, and Heavy God once again opens up the round and closes it off. To put it in perspective, by the way, after 2 maps played, which of course every team has thus far, Heavy God is 8th top on the ratings. Slightly behind ZywOo, 0.1 behind him. And keep in mind, there's only one player that's above him in that top 8, and that's BlameF, that have actually lost one of their opening matches. And obviously BlameF was smurfing on Fnatic. He's had a fantastic tournament so far. Just to give you an idea of how damn good Heavy God has been.
Yeah, he's been swinging for the 9s in each and every game so far. 16-14 individual KD for him versus FaZe, and then a 22-10 versus Nemiga. And we know how talented he can be. Obviously in the runnings for his first major right at Shanghai, that's the big storyline for this team. Icy's been there before. He made it with Amcal last time around in Copenhagen. So it's Heavy God that's looking to get his opportunity. Youngster though, up close and personal here, 5-7 in his hands. It's Boomich ahead of the smoke.
Oh, slight gap in that smoke, and Axile exploits it. Should be a pretty straightforward conclusion to this round. Question is whether Cloud9 can maybe take a player or two with them, but looks like they're going to be saving for the next. Obviously, they did fully invest into this. Scout has been eliminated. LNZ needs to be careful. Low HP already, could be finalized. Drota's trying to set up for some exit frags, but he's going to find a whole slew of T's moving in his direction. Gets the first, but traded out. Well, and then Z looks like he will be able to hold on to that scout. And it should also be mentioned as well, you know, we were discussing this, I remember, on the B stream to kick off yesterday about Exile, who's had this resurgence. Yeah. He's kind of recapturing a bit of form. He's not quite to his dizzying heights where he was at his absolute peak, but he's also up there as well, a 1.18 rating in their first 2 maps. So he's had a pretty good show of it too. And he's off to a cracking start here at 4 kills already.
We were setting that up yesterday, right? Obviously with their opening game versus FaZe. We were saying Axile individually, weirdly, he always performs versus FaZe over the course of his career. The stats are always there from him. As much as it wasn't an incredible individual game, like a huge pop-off one, Vince, it was the impact. Quality of the frags he was finding was still damn good. He was cutting off rotates, he was very switched on. So mechanically, he was coming out swinging. This is a matchup where there should be a bit more room for him to expand and show that skill level as well. It's Heavy God straight in, dink down, left on 9 HP, but claims the opener. You want to get through this one as cleanly as possible. Obviously just minor upgrades on the pistols, scout in their hands as well.
I think what's especially enticing about how Exile has started the tournament so far is Jota is about to burn live. Flashbang on top of it. Is that Exile's got a lot of entry frags. You see it in this round, of course, up against an eco, basically, so can't get too carried away, but I'm thinking back to Ancient. He's getting a lot of entries. Didn't have a ton of kills, like you said, but the impact was certainly there. Grenades. Ooh, right on the face of Youngster as he tried to pull the plug. It was a bit of a jump scare. It was like in 3D or something, just coming towards him.
He's got the goggles on, Vince.
Yeah.
You saw it coming out of the screen. Call that one a snowball, actually, in the hands of Icy, right? If he's got the HE.
Yeah.
There's some weather-related banter we can work in.
Mate, that hurts as well, by the way. If you're on like a cold winter's day, you get smacked by a snowball, especially if it's like one of those scrunched up ones.
Oh, yeah.
Bruh.
They used to put them in the fridge where I grew up, Vince. Oh. Yeah, it really hurt. They get caught with one of those. Similar amount of damage to what the orb can do. And that's what's brought out here. First time we'll see it on the side for Sangal, going into the 4th round. Real matchup's going to start to begin here. We get a bit of a taste of how they're playing coming into today, bright and early. So they can give as good as they get on Mirage. Slow down Cloud9 to allow them to rack up a big buffer of rounds early on. Axel looking for the jump spot out, trade of information between him and Youngster.
It's a bit of damage as well onto Youngster. I mean, there is a lack of utility on a couple of these plays. They'd like to have a few more incendiaries, especially. Try and cordon off those choke points, especially over on the B side. Mid control pretty much established as well from Cloud9 with a minute left on the clock. It's kind of their first true test for Sangal, but so far they're bypassing a lot of the map control. The timing though for LNZ and xFloud is exquisite, and they exploit it too. Not a single casualty, considering that Cloud9 had mid control for a good 20-30 seconds. That's a hell of a hold.
Nice defense, good first round on the board. Keep the weapons alive as well. Make sure that orb has future impact. And this is a team that I feel like, for Sangal, there could have been better results for them. You know, back at Pro League, it was a bit of a rough finish. They went out 17th to 20th at Season 20. And it's a bit of a poor result when you think about the fact they opened up the event beating FaZe, went on to lose to Eternal Fire. They can do some damage, Vince, and this would be an opportunity to show that. Axel, though, going back to basics once again. You were talking about his entry pathing here. He barges out towards the site. Only good for one, though. xFloud doubles straight back up, but they're still flip-flopping this round. Down to a 2v2 here.
Youngster's not going to be affected by the flash, but the smoke straight in his face. Down to 13, but able to muster up the strength to deal with Boomich. And although Inters has the bomb and time, health is the concern. Only 15. Can make a fast track for the B site, anticipate and roll the dice that they have stacked on A, which would be the correct decision. And he's not slowing down, so I think he's just gone all in this one, assuming that they're going to stack on A, get that bomb down as fast as possible, try and reposition and catch them unawares. There is a way forward here for Inters, but this first kill needs to be clean.
Posts himself up, like you say, only 15 HP to his name, so a single bullet could shut him down. Lucky repositions there. HE would have blown him clean out of the server. Instead, he's playing on the close angle. There's the first one out, straight control. Waiting to see if they'll push straight back in. He's able to find it again. Okay, Inters picking that one up. An uncomfortable round. Sangal looked like they found the answer with xFloud's two-piece on the A site. Wraps off, gets the plant down, plays up close, so manages to convert that one into a 4th. That's going to be a bit of hill to swallow for Sangal early on.
Yeah, it looked like it was dead and buried once xFloud and Jota both teed off, but it's that kill from Boomich onto Connector that opens it back up again. It's a great clutch from Inters, but if you're Sangal, man, you've got to grab onto those opportunities with both hands. Both coming up, the same claustrophobic choke point always gives that one player the advantage. And Inters will oblige in kind. 4-1. Sangal on the back foot again. Economically can come through with a decent buy, but LNZ, xFloud, both with 0 utility. Only a smoke for Jota on top of it. They're playing a little bit more aggressive up in the face. Smoke has been deployed onto ramp. Axel thinking about blowing open the smoke here. That's a flop. They're going to push behind it as well, though. Flash is coming in alongside the Molotovs, and it's Heavy God once again that kicks it off with Inters.
They slam down the barricades, zone them out with the smokes, but they don't give a damn. Heavy God throwing caution to the wind on entry, but it's xFloud again with another 2-piece. Picks the round straight back up and gives them an opportunity to fight a springboard into the 6th round here. Spamming back across. Limited utility left to play with. One flash.
Whereas there's a flash and a smoke for Sangal. They did so much damage early on after that reposition. They're in a good position, but Sammy's missed his shot. And now Youngster has to clutch. Heavy God 1 bullet away from his demise, but Inters is the problem on Firebox. Hasn't been spotted. Youngster has no idea. He's about to get clotheslined with an AK to the side of the head. And Inters dials in a 5th.
Probably about the time you do want to take the tactical pause. 2 uncomfortable rounds to lose there where you had fair chances, especially the 2v1 versus Inters previously. Back on the B-bomb site, we pulled that one off in the close angle towards the market. Slow it down a little bit. Figure out an adjustment. Some close rounds there. Heavy God just run straight outright, had the back up there, but it was X-Cloud. Spam, spray control was nice. Visualizing the frag on the follow-up towards Boomich. But it all goes wrong towards the tail end.
The thing is, normally when a player says something as audacious as like, I can play anywhere, I'm universal, you're thinking, all right, mate, pipe down a little bit. But in Heavy God's case, like, yeah, fair enough.
That's what he does, yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty good, it turns out.
Mr. Universe himself. He's got the title. Previously, Mr. World, but obviously he's evolved past that now. You're in the big leagues. And he can be such a talent. Very fun to watch. Like, he's a demon with a deagle. Gets up close and personal with rifles. It never feels like he really is someone that counts himself out of a round. If it's low HP, if it's an uncomfortable position, you can trust in Heavy God to lock it down. Heavy is the hand of a god, and this time he looks to open a pathway in towards the B-bomb site. Broken by, of course, limited investment. MP9 up close and personal. You can't be giving them freebies like this, though. This will be problematic. Heavy God with the flick straight back. Blind, still killing them. LNZ, Eagle connection. Boomich looking for the reposition. He's dinked down to 4 HP, supported by Inters, and it's only Yota. They're so low, that MP9. If it got in their faces, they could have sent this one into a tailspin. They convert it in the end, though. Close, but still around.
So many missed duels, though, by Sangal, man. Like, you consider how low both of them were, and Jota has the MP9. I mean, it's kind of tailor-made to finish off these low and limping players. But a bit too apprehensive on the peak. You want him to just wide swing, just go for it. Take the game by the throat. Impose your will. Because right now, you're just being bullied on this half. Youngsters had a couple of good moments, a couple of MP9 kills there, really well played. But apart from that, I mean, we've not seen the AWP activate so far. LNZ, who's typically a pretty good prospect, not really hitting the mark either. But there we go. Jota getting the opening pick onto Heavy God. And that is a very big part of their entry fragging capabilities that's gone down with it. This is a round that Sangal desperately need to convert now.
Minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Samei's had limited opportunities to activate himself in the game, but this time around, if they put pressure back on the A bomb site towards ramp, he's pre-scoped up, back towards triple. Can find an opening shot, keep himself alive. Play the late round towards CT. 2 smokes, restricting vision, back round. Making it a little bit harder for the run out. Goes for the shot, but there's no connection. At least Jota's able to double back up. Inters. His head's been knocked clean off, and Axel, this has been the late play in the round, developing, looking for information out through B. There is a snake in the grass, though, and it's Youngster. Playing on the off angle, finds the head, threads the needle, gives them a halfway in. They can wrap back round on this now and look to still try and take this round. It's all about the retake for Sangal.
It's a long rotation, though, so Cloud9 should be able to get the bomb planted and get into a decent crossfire post-plant. They've got enough utility to cordon off the market. What could be the ace up the sleeve, though, is LNZ's positioning, but IC has a good read of this. And there's 2 players in this position. Barrel the gun, protruding the peak. Easy pickings for IC. Repositions in a bit of an off angle of his own. He's got a good read, but he second guesses himself. But the insta shot round the side from X-Cloud gives it away. And IC punishes him, and with that, the round is over. Sangal pick off Heavy God, and still can't get across the finish line.
And as much as there's another kill going the way of Samei, the impact really isn't there. Oh, he won't even get to save the weapon either. Hunted down by Boomich. That can be grabbed, passed back over if they want it. Give it to IC. It's been mostly rifles. They've been wolf packing, going for these faster styles of plays, quick rotate. They haven't really needed the AWP as much, but of course, if it's a freebie, you're going to take it.
Can't say I've seen that one before.
This is it's a bit of a cheeky spray, mate. People use this one because you can put it on some boxes, and because of the head, it looks like a player. This is like one of the most in-demand sprays, Vince. People love this one.
Makes a bit more sense now. Oh, Sangal really struggling to get anything going in this half. And Icy boosted up, nailing his opposite number. Samay will play no further part in this round. Just 2 kills. And one of them, as you highlight, was an exit frag when the round was already done in the previous round. So there's really not much to get excited about with Sangal here on the CT side of Mirage. And I mean, they're just drowning. Cloud9 taking those deep depths. Heavy God once again opens up middle. And it's a collective effort as well. 9 kills to Inters. Actually top fragging for his team. Not something you see very often. But welcome as far as Cloud9 are concerned.
And the welcome mat is down on the A-bomb site. Cloud9 have been invited in with very muddy shoes. They can run on in, get the bomb planted from this one. Sangal just looking to hold on to what they've got. Again, Xcloud with this A1S. He's had 2 rounds with major impact on the site hits towards A. Multi-frags both times, but no room for his team really to be able to convert it. You can hunt a little bit more with the lesser buys, the Deagle, the MP9 here. The Heavy God, he's got this cut off. Should be a simple flick across if Youngster shows himself. The barrel gives the game away, but he will win out on the duel.
I think you can see that Youngster really does have lightning fast reactions with really good aim. Mechanically a gifted player. But they're just being overwhelmed. Completely outpositioned at every given turn. Youngster playing to save the AK. He's being hunted down. It is Boomich though on low HP. Could be another one added to the scoreboard. The Youngster needs to tread lightly. There's an AWP also peering him down in the form of Icy. Good headshot from Boomich. And also denying himself the death from the bomb as he moves into the T-spawn. So 8-1 already. This has been such a fast map so far, Jackie. Like, rapid takes from Cloud9 and just steamrolling over Sangal.
We had Rich talking about ancient history. That's what this matchup might very well be in a few moments' time. If Sangal can't dig deep, find an answer to fight back. You see for Cloud9, Boomich fired up. Icy enjoying himself with the giggles as well. And this is the difference, right? Obviously, Icy's AWP hasn't really been required as sort of a round-winning maneuver. He hasn't had to be this huge feat of the team. Whereas for Samay, he's just not been able to get himself on the board. Impact hasn't really been there. He's had the AWP multiple times, but just got to find a way to switch up the play. Get involved early. Instigate an opportunity for Sangal to get themselves a second on the board. Squeeze out as much as you can from this half.
I think the problem as well, like typically, hold that thought, because Axel's just about to push the trigger here. Oh, gets caught in such an awkward spot. The Heavy's God's there to help him out. Another HE does divide the 2 of them. The spray alongside the HE is going to take him down as well. Jota picks up 2, but he's Molotov'd out of position. Needs to use the smoke just to survive. Boomich so low, but still gets the upper hand onto Jota. Surviving with 2 HP, and Icy finally putting that AWP to use. And Samay, you feel sorry for him. Like, he's kind of looking through the window at the party that's going on. He just hasn't been invited.
It's rough, bud. There's no birthday cake for him. He's got to run back on home. Clutch onto the AWP, drag it into another round. But it's that spin cycle, bud, that he just can't break out of, right? You're keeping the weapon alive, but where's the play? Where's the opportunity for him to show what he can do with it? And again here, they're finding 2 frags on the run out towards the A site. It looked like it was going completely wrong. Heavy God finds both of those. There's a bit of response back from Jota, but it's the same round again and again. They're going to take 9 off the back of this. He takes 1 weapon out of their hands, but it really doesn't matter too much. You look at the cash flow they've been able to build up. They're going to comfortably buy straight back in, have weapons to work with. The same cannot be said for the CT side. It's a little bit heftier. You're going to have to make concessions in terms of the utility on some of the players. And that might not even a big factor, Vince. It's not even the nades that's really being necessary right now. It's just the entry pathing, right? Heavy God's going in. He's always got support. If he doesn't get the kill, someone else will.
Yeah, you saw Axel kind of get caught in this awkward spot when he pulls the smoke out, and it's like, oh, he's going to die, and then Heavy God just instantly pings the head. They got this perfect buddy system, watching each other's back constantly. And the point I was going to raise is, like, typically a CT team will want to get really aggressive in these kinds of positions and try and take the fight to the Ts. But Cloud9 are so competently aggressive with Heavy God and Axile, you could just be walking into an earlier grave. So you're going to go back to somewhat standard play with Smay going into the app side, but a lot of the initial CT positions are over on that B side. They're not actually moving over Youngster again with the AWP. Pardon me, the MP9, I should say. The AWP's still on the B side.
You talk about 1 foot in the grave. If you lose this round, it'll be proving that Cloud9 want to bury them 2 foot shallow. I don't want this one to be 6 foot deep with how quickly they've been able to rack up a big buffer of rounds on the T side. Looking good individually as well. They could play a late round out of it. That's the benefit of them having far more money to work with. Sangal running dry. Head count on the utility, it's a single flashbang for the AWPer. Everyone else with nothing left. So if they go back to this late hit, looking for the retake, it's going to be problematic. Boomich can set them up with a popper over the top. Icy's taking the fight out towards CT as well. Jump spot towards ticket booth. Info hasn't been given over yet. Now he's got the read on one, but there's one man on the bomb site, it's Jota. He's been good for 2 frags previously. This time around, it's only the first. LNZ, he gets the opening pick back towards top mid, throws it into a 3v3. Heavy God punching in the digits for the bomb plant. Scope looking for the peek back out, though. Molly's on the site. Oh, he's seen him round towards Sandwich, wants to take a bite out of him with the AWP, but Heavy God, no reason to swing on this. Play the close plant, work off one another. Youngster, that's your teammate. Uh-oh, it's all getting a bit scary. Hearing the voices in the back of their heads and time starting to tick away. They got the kit on LNZ. The AWP strikes on one, but there's an instantaneous trade. He's walking out. The shots are missing. Time ticking away. They're going to overwhelm him, get up close and personal. No scope on the tag. 2 tags, but no frags. And it's Cloud9 with a 10th.
Yeah, missed too many shots on the approach, unfortunately, and I think time was too low anyway. That fuse was going to explode regardless. 10-1. One of the most one-sided halves we've seen so far at the RMRs. Jota tries again. He's had a lot, to be fair, he's had a lot of impact from the kind of shadow position. He's got a lot of double kills, a lot of opening duels, but... He's absolutely loving it.
Oh, he's getting absolutely ballistic. Boomich. Good set of pipes on him. Always good to see in Inters. Delivering the killing blow instantly. And that's the man that has been able to find ways to slow down the push on the A site. He's been getting those shots off, 8 kills to his name, but silenced into the 12th round. You won't have any opportunity to assist the rest of Sangal here.
And Cloud9 have had such a mixed approach to how they've kind of came into these T rounds. Some really fast, aggressive ones on the B, mid, and A, respectively, and then slowing it way down. Constantly Sangal are second-guessing themselves, not sure what's around the corner. It looks like this final destination on this round will be on the B side, which will see LNZ pressured and tested. It's not had a great game so far either. Smoke thrown in, but there's going to be plenty of time after that smoke is dissipated for Cloud9 to get involved, and they may not respect this anyway, may just push through regardless. They're waiting it out, though. And once that smoke clears, it's all systems go, and Cloud9 surely will best LNZ and secure an 11-1. It's so hard to see how Sangal might make a comeback from this point, because they haven't sent a second player over there yet on the B side. There's no crossfire. This is all on the Swede.
The clouds are beginning to part, and in comes the rain of Cloud9 Ts onto the bomb site. LNZ with one, shuts down the IGL, but Icy, quick shot back. Snipes him straight down. You're running through? Hello? That's the pick up onto Heavy God and a bit of peppering back on the close grouping. The nade's good to slow him down with the tagging as well, and it's turning into a bit of a bare-knuckle brawl on the bomb site. Icy, combat AWPing, but no time to play with. Problematic stuff in the carnage of the round, and they will squeeze out a second. Barely though, Vince.
Okay, I stand corrected. They didn't cover the bomb planter twice, and they got punished for it with such low time. You've got to make sure the bomb goes down. That is priority number one. But look, we can afford them that one mishap. They've had a fantastic half up until that point. 10 rounds. They will not care too much about that last one. Meanwhile, Sangal have got to try and compose themselves and figure out where to go from here on their T side. Looking at their Mirage stats as well. 43% T round win rate, and that's off 10 maps played. With teams like, they have played Heroic a couple of times, they've played MOUZ, obviously, where they got smashed 13-3. But that is pretty rough. So I'm not sure about their potential endeavors here, Jackie, but got to break that economy down as fast as possible and then hope for the best.
And I think that MOUZ game is the one that shows the discrepancy. Obviously, back versus Rebels, you take that as a 13-8, closer affair between the two teams. MOUZ wanted that one dead and buried quick. So Sangal left here in the 1-1 pool. 10-2 being the scoreline at the half. Second half pistol going live though, smokes over the top, flashes to assist it, looking for the burst out onto the bomb site, but Heavy God, this is what he does. Any pistols in this man's hands are worth their weight in gold, and Icy sniping with the USP. Oh boy, the 11th could be so damn close, and it's Heavy God that gets them one step closer. 3 kills on that one.
Well, you can probably bag it, tag it. This one's looking like it may be a done deal. That is ridiculous from Heavy God. We didn't see both kills from his perspective. My goodness. How do you even play against that? They're even leaping in midair and he's just plucking them out. No problems whatsoever. Oh boy, Sangal. No post plan. It's a pretty grim force buy. Couple Mac 10s, Deagle, couple Tech 9s. They're going to get aggressive. Samae's sick and tired of being sat around trying to save AWPs. He wants to take the fight to the CTs, but he's going to be put down immediately. And who else but Heavy God? Doubles up. 12-2 is going to be the score. It hasn't just been a comfortable victory here, Jackie. This has been a complete and utter demolition. Sangal have never been in this game at any point.
Pancake level plays, mate. It's been flat. It's rough for them. Anytime it did look like they had an opportunity, there was a reply back. And it shows the versatility of Icy as well. He hasn't really necessarily needed to only have the scope on him. It's not all been the AWP. It's been the rifles, it's been the pistols. And Heavy God continuing the streak of success he's had at the RMR so far. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a rapid BO1 with Cloud9 looking to put themselves into that 2-1 portion.
Just a dig. Galil's in play with a couple of AKs here for Sangal. Not much utility. They've gone for firepower for the most part. Flash out from Axile, just so confident. Flashes himself into the peak, gets his man and falls back on 12 HP. Con being aggressed on right now, but Heavy God perches up the one, neutralizing the push for the time being, but it feels like Sangal is still going to go ahead and try and get through that smoke. Has dwindled onto window. Icy can have a quick look. LNC's got an interesting position here, but he will need backup at some stage.
They get a bit of time to group up, walk back through Con. There's only the one smoke though on LNZ, and Boomich, he's looking for these fights. Able to take it for free, no room for the trade back with the spacing between them either. Swing wide onto him. You get the pickup, but with 6 HP left and a fast phase coming around from Icy, you could be dead before you even realize what's hit you. And Xfloud, he was good on the CT side towards the A side, knew his angles, great spray control. It's a different situation here. It's to stay in the game, 1 versus 3.
Bit of an off angle, maybe can neutralize Axel. His low HP first, misses out on the spray. Position now compromised, goes back in for seconds, but Inters will seal the deal. 13-2 in favor of Cloud9.
Yes, another one-sided affair here, and a surprising one. Guys, I'm going to let you know a thing. I don't know if you noticed, I've been in esports a long, long time, 2 decades now, nearly, and we have this term. It's called onliner. Have you ever